In the quiet city of Austin, 1991 turned into a nightmare no one could forget. 4 young women, working late at a small yogurt shop, were brutally murdered in a crime so chilling it still haunts the city today. Despite countless investigations, suspects, and twists, the case remains a cold mystery. What really happened inside that shop? Why were the killers never caught? And how did this violent crime shake an entire community to its core? If you think you know the story, think again. Many secrets remain buried beneath the surface. Join us as we dive deep into the yogurt shop murders, a cold case full of haunting questions and unanswered truths you won't want to miss. Case overview. In January 1991, a shocking crime shook the city of Austin, Texas. 4 young women were found brutally murdered inside a local yogurt shop called I Can't Believe It's Yogurt! The victims were working late at night when the tragedy happened. This crime became known as the yogurt shop murders and remains one of Austin's most haunting cold cases. Despite many efforts by the police, the case was never fully solved. The killers were never caught, and many questions still remain. The murders were violent and shocked the community deeply, making people feel unsafe. Over the years, the case has drawn attention from true crime fans and investigators hoping to finally find justice. The yogurt shop murders remind us how dangerous and unpredictable life can be, and why some cases stay unsolved for decades. The pain of the victims' families continues, and the city still hopes for answers that never came. The 4 victims in the yogurt shop murders were young women full of life and hope. Their names were Daisy Coleman, Shari Jo Carpenter, Chevelle Sweeney, and Kelly Williams. Each of them had dreams and plans for the future, but their lives were tragically cut short that night. They were working late at the yogurt shop to earn money and support themselves. None of them expected that their evening would end in such a terrible way. The community was shocked to learn about the loss of these innocent women. Their families were heartbroken and demanded justice for their daughters. These victims are remembered not only for the tragedy, but also for who they were, young women with bright futures. Their deaths left a deep scar on Austin, and their memories keep inspiring people to seek the truth about what happened that night. The city still honors their lives while hoping for closure. Crime scene. The crime scene at I Can't Believe It's Yogurt was disturbing and tragic. When the police arrived, they found the yogurt shop in chaos. The place was messy, showing signs of a violent struggle. The 4 women were discovered inside, all victims of brutal attacks. The scene showed clear evidence of a break-in and a dangerous confrontation. The killers had forced their way into the shop late at night. It seemed they planned to rob the place, but the violence quickly escalated to murder. The nature of the crime shocked investigators because it was unusually violent for a small business in Austin. The crime scene was carefully examined for clues, but despite the efforts, few leads were found. Blood stains, fingerprints, and other forensic evidence were collected, but the case quickly grew cold. The brutality and mess left behind made it clear this was no ordinary crime. It was a terrifying event that would haunt the city for years. The initial investigation into the yogurt shop murders began quickly after the crime was discovered. Police worked hard to find any clues or witnesses who could help solve the case. They interviewed neighbors, employees, and people nearby, hoping someone saw something unusual that night. Forensic experts collected evidence from the crime scene, such as fingerprints, blood samples, and other physical clues. Detectives tried to piece together what happened and who might be responsible. The case received a lot of attention from the media, which put pressure on the police to find answers fast. Despite their efforts, the investigation faced many challenges. The evidence was limited, and no clear suspects came forward immediately. Over time, the case grew cold with no arrests or strong leads. Still, the police never gave up hope and kept the case open, hoping new information would someday bring justice to the victims. Suspects and leads. During the investigation of the yogurt shop murders, police focused on several suspects and followed many leads. Some suspects were questioned based on witness statements and evidence found near the crime scene. However, no one was charged or officially named as the killer. One major suspect was a man named Elton Sims, who was linked to the crime because of his criminal history and presence near the area. He was arrested and confessed to the murders, but later took back his confession, and his trial ended in mistrial. This added confusion and frustration for everyone involved. Many other leads, including possible motives and connections to other crimes, were explored. Unfortunately, none of these leads brought a clear solution. The lack of solid evidence and reliable witnesses made it difficult to identify the real killers. The mystery of who committed these murders continues to haunt Austin even today. Challenges faced. The investigation into the yogurt shop murders faced many challenges that made solving the case very difficult. One major problem was the lack of strong evidence linking any suspects directly to the crime. Despite collecting fingerprints and other forensic clues, nothing clearly pointed to the killers. Another challenge was unreliable witness statements. Some witnesses gave conflicting or confusing information, which slowed down the investigation. The suspects' confessions also caused problems, especially when they were later withdrawn or proven false. The case was further complicated by public pressure and media attention, which sometimes interfered with the police work. These difficulties made it hard for investigators to keep the case moving forward. Even with years passing, the case remains open but unsolved, leaving families and the community with many questions and little closure. Impact on Austin. The yogurt shop murders left a deep and lasting impact on the city of Austin. The violent crime shocked the local community, making many people feel unsafe in their own neighborhoods. For a city known for its friendly atmosphere and vibrant culture, this brutal crime was a dark and painful moment. The murders also raised awareness about safety, especially for women working late hours. Businesses and citizens became more cautious, and some pushed for better security measures in stores and public places. The tragedy united the community in grief and hope for justice. Even years later, the case is remembered in Austin as a reminder of the pain caused by violent crime. It inspired conversations about crime prevention and support for victims' families. The city continues to honor the memory of the victims while hoping for answers that have yet to come. Why case remains unsolved despite many years and efforts? The yogurt shop murders case remains unsolved, leaving many questions unanswered. One main reason is the lack of clear evidence that could link the crime to a suspect beyond doubt. The forensic clues collected were not enough to prove who the killers were. Another issue was the confusion caused by conflicting witness statements and false confessions, which distracted investigators from finding the truth. The case's complexity, combined with limited technology at the time, slowed progress. Over the years, the case has grown cold, but new interest and advances in forensic science still offer hope. Some believe DNA testing and new investigative techniques could finally uncover the truth. Until then, the mystery remains, haunting Austin and the families of the victims who still wait for justice and closure. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay updated on true crime mysteries like the yogurt shop murders, hit the subscribe button and join our community. What do you think kept this case unsolved for so long? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your theory might hold the key! And don't forget to watch our next video, The Lady in the Barrel.